Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I am swatching Time Travel is in Your Blood by Bee's Knees Lacquer. This is a lime green jelly base with a mainly blue to green shimmer. I think this was a gift with purchase from the Only a Monster collection. I hit the jackpot when I received this polish. I do need to mention a couple of things. I had been doing a lot of yard work. I broke down my composters and put the compost in the garden. My husband and I moved some patio stones we wanted to level in the spring. I emptied my pots that sit on the deck. But despite wearing gloves, I have dirt wedged into the ridges of my nails. I could not get it out, so you are going to see that. I'm sorry, I did do my best. Wait until you see what they look like after the potatoes got dug up. It's like they were through a mammogram machine. I also managed to hurt my skin. I've done my best to hide it from the camera, but I still think you'll see it just a little. It's a bit of a Calamity Jane situation. But in the meantime, you have been watching me put on the first coat. I think you can see how brilliantly lime it is. The shimmer is showing mainly as green inside. The polish is more opaque than Apology Donuts on my other hand. It will not be fully opaque, but it crawls just a little closer. I feel like it resembles a newer polish from September named Betelgeuse. The new polish has a warm shimmer shift of orange to gold, where this one is more cool toned and runs green through blue. That second coat is going a good ways to obscuring the nail line. I think it looks like a highlighter ink chamber if a fairy happened to be shaken near it and her dust was rustled loose. This is a fabulous ectoplasm green base. My first thought when I opened my package was, oh no, I have gotten someone else's order. But no, when I sorted through the other items, it was very clear it was mine, and this must be a gift with purchase. This is another polish that I have trouble convincing myself it's okay to wear because I'm afraid of using it up. So I violate my own nail rules by trying to artificially preserve it. As a compromise, I've decided I will wear it every year at Halloween. I'm trying to employ a little bit of diplomacy with the less rational feelings I have about polish. And as we move into the third coat, you can see that 2 didn't really get us opacity, but the third, because of the buildup of the base and the shimmer, is getting us to about 80% opacity. The shimmer is a slightly larger size, so you can see the individual grains. I love a large particle shimmer, so that is part of the appeal for me. I think this polish reads as neon. A little while ago, I mentioned that I thought I had found my Sully from Monsters Inc. color, but I needed to check my collection for a Mike Wazowski. Well, I think this is my Mike Wazowski. Now, if my aging brain could just remember which polish was the Sully, I would have a duo. This polish also looks like a glistening green tanager, which, if I can just say, looks like a counterfeit bird that an aspiring but misguided naturalist in the 1800s would have dyed an unnatural shade of green and presented to the Royal Society. Or he would have drawn it from the memory of a dreamt up bird from a grand session with a bottle of absinthe. And now we are out in the sun. You can see that lime base in contrast to the mid-toned blue shimmer. As I move over to the left, I think it deepens to a cobalt blue. As I move to the right, it tames to more of a sky blue or a cerulean. You can see that grungy base and the green shimmer very much melts into it. It makes the base and the shimmer less individually discernible. It just looks like it's glowing. This is slime incarnate. Hopefully the slime doesn't decide to live. Luckily, the blob was pink, so hopefully no worries. If I found something this color in a bubbling cauldron, I wouldn't bat an eyelash. In the shade, you can see that shimmer is mostly giving us green. The shimmer is so bright, it drags the whole thing to look a little more chartreuse than lime. I think what we have is a radioactive green apple. My camera is amalgamating the shimmer particles a little bit for the green and previously the blue in the sun. The tones are correct, but in real life, it looks just a little more pixelated, a little more granular. The green bee eater also has a breast and throat that would be nicely represented by this polish. You would need a black, a grass green, and either a mustard or a squash to go with it, but I think that could look interesting. My indoor footage looks very different. This is almost entirely artificial lighting. I'm very far from the window, but even the footage I didn't use, which was closer to the window, still looks somewhat minty, and the polish can look this way. However, you do get a stronger effect from the green portion of the shimmer most of the time when you are indoors. But I thought I'd show this footage to give you an idea of how much it can change in different lighting. However, I do think it isn't generally this minty. The base has been pulled a little more blue and a little more gray than it actually is. And that is all for today. Thank you for watching. I always appreciate it when anyone watches my videos. Please enjoy a clip of the red squirrel hanging upside down.